That's where we're at the moment. If you've just done your Achilles and you're looking at this video now, timescales for me, for NHS, I had an operation 10 days after I did it. So 10 days after, managed to get my operation. In the meantime, you're in a slab cast. Then 3 weeks later, so you're looking about nearly 4 to 5 weeks, I was put in a moon boot. Ideally, if you can, try and get the most comfiest moon boot you can. The Vacaped, I found for me personally, has been brilliant. Then 6 weeks after that, so we're looking at about 10, 11 weeks later, it'll be the boot off, then rehab will start. So it's a long process, but there's always little goals to come to where it's getting better each time. So, hey everyone, so this is my second video after rupturing my Achilles. So, as I explained in my last video, I ruptured my Achilles. It'll be about 7 weeks now. And after that, I was put in a slab cast. Then had an operation about 10 days later after the rupture. Then I was put in a moon boot. This is all NHS, UK based. So I was put in a moon boot, which the company is called Aircast, was the boot that they provided. And that was where we left it off at the last video, wondering what was the next stage. So just thought I'd do a little update to really say what the next stages are and what can be expected over the next few weeks. So yeah, as I say, the boot that I was put in by the NHS was one of these. It was Aircast. You can see that is the company that make these boots. Obviously, this is all provided for on the NHS, so it's good service. It's a good quality boot. Retails about £120, so they're not the cheapest boots. They are single use as well, which always amazes me. They just give you it and then that's it. They don't want it back, which is understandable. You don't want maybe second hands. But yeah, good bit of kit. This obviously kind of fleecy lined inner. Obviously, leg goes in there. Underneath, they put some wedges in, which I think I explained in the last video as well. So you get wedges that go underneath the sole. They go in every 2 weeks. You're told to take a wedge out till eventually your foot flattens out. There's little inflator thing here. There's little airbags inside. You can just see in there that just really hold the foot and your heel and everything in place. So it is a good boot. I did get on quite well with it. The only thing I didn't like with it was it makes your foot really hot, I found. This is okay because it's washable. You can take it out, it all sticks in with Velcro. But it was this base that really started to smell really. I didn't like it at all. And your foot starts to react with it. You can already see kind of an imprint of my foot in it. And I didn't like it at all. The wedges tend to move around a little bit. You can tell the smell's getting me still. It's just a horrible, like rubbery kind of smell. I don't like it. And the wedges, yeah, they move around. It's not the best. So I didn't really get on with it. So I was looking for alternatives. As I mentioned in my last video, have a look at the Facebook group, which I mentioned. I'll put a link up now, because they've been really helpful. There's lots of advice, people from all over the world, and obviously just getting other people's experience. That's been really helpful. One of the things they said about on there was the Vacaped. I think that's how you say it, the Vacaped boot, which this boot has been really good. It is like the Rolls Royce of moon boots, if you like. So what it is, you've got this plastic frame, and then just frame goes on the front of your leg there, strap it round. Then in the middle, over your foot, you have a fleece-lined boot, basically. So that wraps around your foot nicely. This is all washable. Get a couple with the kit, so you can have one on, wash it, change it again, change it each day. Inside there's this rubber lining, which is full of beads, and you plug it into here. You have a little pump that sucks all the air out. Rather than pushing air in to inflate, you suck the air out, and then it goes rock hard, around your foot to give that protection again. So that sits in nicely into the boot. The beauty of this boot is you don't have those wedges. So your foot is always in a natural position. Instead of having wedges that your foot can move off, your foot is just always on this flat bed, obviously with the fleece lining. But at the back, the whole boot tilts up and down. You've got a bit of adjustment here. So you see here I'm on level 2. So I was on 3, that accounts for 3 wedges, 30 degrees. Now I'm on 20 degrees. I've knocked it down 1 because it's been 2 weeks. It's also adjustable by halves. So instead of doing a wedge every 2 weeks, you do a notch every week. So again, apparently it's better because you're taking more time for the foot, and you've got more increments for your foot to gradually flatten out. Another good little feature of it, you can just very easily pop the sole off. Obviously this has never been in contact with the floor, then you shouldn't walk without your sole on. So if you do at first want to be in your boot, which they advise when you're sleeping, just pop this off and then you can have that in your bed, and it's a bit more hygienic as well. That is, yeah, that's been really good. With regards having the boot on, I had the boot on for about probably 4 or 5 days when I was still wearing it in bed, but then now I have stopped wearing it in bed. I don't really need to get up in the night, so that's not an issue where I'm not having to go to the toilet or anything. So because that's the worry, if you're on crutches going to bed in the night, then it's a bit of a risk of re-rupture. I am full weight bearing in the boot now. It's brilliant. So that is good. The eye walk was brilliant when I was using that, but don't really need it now. So it's good to just get a bit more mobility. So like I say, if you can get hold of a Vacaped boot, they are really good. Really recommend it. At first, when I started using it, I was like, I'm not sure of this because it was hurting really at the front of my foot, and it's a totally different angle to be walking in. Because of the size of the wedge on it, you've got a good thick wedge, and it felt like I was walking on my toes quite a bit until you get used to it. When you flatten out, you can get a new sole for it, which is a thinner one, which comes in the pack as well, and you change it to that, so then it'll be even more natural walking position. So yeah, it is really good. One thing I did find was my other foot starts to take all the weight, so the trainers I was using weren't really that comfy. So get yourself invested in some good quality thick-soled trainers. I just got some Nike Air Max, gone a bit old school. These are the 270s, I think, which have just got that bit of cushioning, but also they're a bit higher as well. So you're not leaning so much when you're walking with the boot on. That has been really good. So hopefully we'll see how we get on with them as well in the next few weeks. But yeah, going forward, I've got an appointment in October the 7th. So that'll be 6 weeks after getting the boot. Appointment, which is hopefully to take the boot off, and then it'll be rehab will start. I do have a physio appointment next week, just to see if there's anything I can be doing now. I'm starting to lose the muscle. Well, the muscle's really gone in the calf. Obviously my leg's okay, my quads and things, because I'm still walking, but the calf, I just want to know what I can do with it, so it's not going to totally go, which will all make the rehab a bit easier and a bit quicker. So that's where we're at the moment. If you've just done your Achilles and you're looking at this video now, timescales for me, for NHS, I had an operation 10 days after I did it. So 10 days after, managed to get my operation. In the meantime, you're in a slab cast. Then 3 weeks later, so you're looking about nearly 4 to 5 weeks, I was put in a moon boot. Ideally, if you can, try and get the most comfiest moon boot you can. The Vacaped, I found for me personally, has been brilliant. Then 6 weeks after that, so we're looking at about 10, 11 weeks later, it'll be the boot off, then rehab will start. So it's a long process, but there's always little goals to come to each time. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment, and we'll keep you updated next time. I'll maybe do a little video after I've been to the physio to see what they say, and see about keeping that muscle going. So join us on the next one. And it's been good to see your comments in the comment section as well. People who have been through the same thing, maybe going through the same thing now. But it is good to see that. So.